Hi, Brian and Jay. I haven't talked to you in a long, long time. I don't think I've uploaded a YouTube video for about a year and a half now. Uh, yeah, so I really wanted to respond to Brian's video because, as you guys know, well, I like to think that you know that mental health is a really important issue for me. Because I myself suffer from an anxiety disorder. And just to give you some background on kind of how I discovered that I suffered from it and how I dealt with it. Um, Obviously, I'm from Ireland, Northern Ireland, and I've always been an anxious child. Always was an anxious, worrisome teenager, and I went to the university in York in England, and suddenly, once the security blanket of my family disappeared, uh, all the anxiety that I could possibly have came to the surface and became intensely uncontrollable. And I'd just gotten into a brand new relationship, and it was a pretty big burden on my boyfriend, and I find it hard to cope. I was taking panic attacks for the first time. I couldn't breathe. I was seeing things at night, like nightmarish things, having nightmares. I couldn't bring myself to go outside of my student house. I didn't want to go to seminars. I did go to seminars, but I didn't want to. I didn't want to go to social events. Didn't want to meet friends. I was just petrified. Everything scared me. It's like everything that came before, everything that is happening now, and everything that might possibly happen frightened the absolute life out of me. I just couldn't function, and it came to a head on Christmas morning of my second year at university when I woke up and I realised I didn't want to be alive, and something clicked. And a few seconds later, it almost just everything became clear. I realized that I had an anxiety disorder, and that it was, that it could be treatable and I needed to talk about it. I'm a pretty open book as it is, but I could never really figure out what was wrong with me, because I would go through periods of quite severe depression. But then I realized that it was linked to being so anxious all of the time, and then I would just get a massive dip and not be able to function properly and not want to get out of bed or eat or sleep or do anything. So I got in touch with the mental health services at my university, and they got me in touch with the newly instated CBT officer, who wasn't great, I'm not gonna lie, but it was a step, it was a positive step, and I came out to all my friends and said, look, this is what I have, and they were incredibly supportive. So coming out to your friends, I think, is a really important thing, especially your relatives, and your significant other, which he knew about already. After living with me for a year, he pretty much knew. But anyway, I got CBT for a couple of weeks, which was helpful and gave me something to look forward to, and stave off my fears. And then I realised when it came to the end of my sessions that my anxiety wasn't getting any better. So I was put on citalopram, which is an antidepressant, but is also can work very well for people who suffer with anxiety problems. And I was in a lot of distress for a week because I was petrified of the side effects. I am irrationally petrified of the side effects, and I did have a few, but I could cope with them. And my life improved no end from that point on. Obviously, medication isn't great for everyone, but for me, it gave me the strength to do my internship over the summer and stay in York all on my own. It made me happy. Like, it gave me the time to be happy. For the first time in 2 years, I felt happy. I felt like I had no worries. I didn't feel like there was a brick weighing down my heart, and it didn't feel like there was a leech inside me sucking out all the good that there could possibly come from my life, because that's what it felt like for 2 years straight. It felt awful, and I felt like I was never going to live again, that my life could never get any better. And the medication has helped me to let me step back from my issues and realize that there are many, many issues that I used to worry about that I don't need to worry about anymore. and I will be going back to counselling once I'm finished university, just so I can wean myself off the medication slowly and with lots of support and guidance. But that is my story. The background and how the practicality of how I dealt with it. But I just want to say thank you so much, Brian, for being so honest with us about your mental health disorder, because it is so important to be honest about these things. It really does take the stigma away once you talk about it. Most of the people that I meet, I'm very open with them. I'll just be like, yeah, I have an anxiety disorder, and if they ask me why, then I'll explain what medication I'm on. I'll explain how it affects me. I don't try and hide it, and because of that, I have discovered several people that I don't know very well, but would respond positively by saying, well, I have that too. I can't believe I found someone else. I have that too. I know how you feel. You know how I feel. And the joy in their face would just light up, and it would just make them feel so much better. So, like I said, what you're doing is amazing, and I hope you guys are doing great. And I'm loving your videos at the minute, and I hope you're enjoying the summer sunshine. And I hope to speak to you soon. Thanks again. Bye.